Good morning and welcome to the Saturday edition of the One Stop Breakfast Show with MCL TV. Good morning, Abia. My name is Stella Okechukwu. It's where we educate, inform, and entertain you with happenings around you, Nigeria and its diaspora. And we urge you to stay glued to your television set on today's program, as we'll be looking at the Nigerian judiciary on today's program on our discussion segment vis-a-vis the Supreme Court verdicts for the Imo State's gubernatorial election. I welcome you to today's edition, urging you to stay glued to your television set as it promises to be informative, as we have our legal practitioners here who will discuss of all that has to do with the verdicts of the Supreme Court. I know you usually start with the ones that marble just to inspire you as you go out for your daily activities. And with the ones that marble this morning, the most important thing is to enjoy your life. To be happy is all that matters. I'll take that again. The most important thing is to enjoy your life. To be happy is all that matters. It is self-explanatory, trying to tell you don't allow anything to bring you down, don't allow anything to bother you. You need to tell yourself, look, I need to be happy, okay? And don't forget that anytime you're happy, good things usually come. And so whatever the situation that you're facing through, the rest of my is telling you this morning that you need to be happy. That is all that matters. I was straight up to the news segment. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAAC, has shared 716.298 billion naira to the three tiers of government for the month of December 2019. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Asa Duse, disclosed this while addressing newsmen on the outcome of the meeting in Abuja. Duse explained that the amount shared comprised revenue from value-added tax, VAT, exchange gain, and the statutory revenue. He said that the federal government received 287.929 billion naira. The state government got 191.302 billion naira, and the local government councils received 143.698 billion naira. He added that the oil producing states received 50.279 billion naira as 13% of the aviation revenue, and the revenue generating agencies received 43.089 billion naira as cost of revenue collection. He also stated that the gross statutory revenue for the month of December 2019 stood at 600.314 billion naira, saying that it is higher than the 491.875 billion naira received in the previous month by 108.439 billion naira. The Permanent Secretary stated that the gross revenue available from VAT was 114.805 billion naira as against 90.166 billion naira distributed in the previous month, resulting in an increase of 24.639 billion naira. And the federal government said that the implementation of value-added tax VAT will take off effect from February 1st, 2020. This is after all the necessary administrative procedures have been completed, especially the Gazette of the Act by the Federal Ministry of Justice. Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed made this known in Abuja yesterday during the inauguration of the Board of Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRX). The announcement of the new take-off date overrules the earlier submission by the Accountant General of the Federation that the implementation of new VAT regime had commenced. The minister, while inaugurating the new board, reminded the FRSC chairman and his members that being members of a country's tax administration comes with huge responsibility, and they must work hard to ensure that their appointments were well deserved. She challenged the new board to come up with ideas and strategies that will improve the country's tax administration. In view of the increasing challenges and opportunities occasioned by rapid urbanization, the federal government has urged stakeholders to scale up actions and leverage on the technical aspect that Developed partners at both national and global levels could lend to the process. The Minister of State for Works and Housing, Abubakar Aliyu, met the people in Abuja at a sensitization forum of lands, house and urban development multilateral programs and 10th section of the World Urbanization Forum, WUF10. Aliyu stated that the sensitization forum key multilateral programs of collaboration in the built sector, adding that it also presents an opportunity to collectively review their preparations for the forthcoming 10th World Bank Forum holding in Abu Dhabi in February. In his welcome address, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Works and Housing, Mohammed Buka, said the sensitization forum was intended to provide useful guidelines for delegates to the impending 10th section of the WF. Another state government recently announced plans to close down what it described as illegal private schools in the state. The plan is part of efforts by the government through the Ministry of Education to sanitize the private school system. In this special report, Chimeze Ozem sampled the opinion of educationists on the plan clampdown report.
The education system almost came to a standstill many years ago due to two major doubting challenges. They are the non-payment of teachers' salaries and huge infrastructural decay. Government has over the years continued to address the infrastructural deficit in primary and secondary schools across the state. But the prompt payment of teachers' salaries has remained a hard nut to crack. This has been blamed on paucity of funds due to dwindling revenue allocation. This challenge resulted in the disruption of the academic calendar as teachers embark on strikes, especially at the beginning of a new academic session. The industrial action by teachers resulted in exodus of pupils and students from public to private schools. Private individuals took advantage of the crisis to establish schools across the state. Few years after, there was proliferation of private schools across the state. Establishment of private schools became a lucrative business venture that yield fast return on investment. This has not changed. Now, it is the dream of most religious bodies to establish schools irrespective of the location. Some of the private schools were established in areas that are completely unconducive for effective teaching and learning. According to the government, such areas include residential buildings, warehouses, churches, village and town halls. Though the shortage of qualified teachers appeared to be a national problem, the proprietors were also accused of engaging the services of unqualified teachers, some of whom are secondary school leavers. Education Commissioner Kanele Chinwangwa says it is time to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Somebody that doesn't know anything about education comes up, establishes a school. So when you look at a situation like this, and then every new day, mushroom schools, in a particular place, somebody had a poultry, decided to demarcate the poultry, use one side for school and one side for birds, not even minding the health implications and everything. Some people go behind their house, just see any small space, they start a school, and people start patronizing. You ask yourself, why are they patronizing? They are patronizing because the children are coming home every day with A. This has led to a situation where almost every space, everywhere, every hall, every kitchen line, every poultry, every space, bacha, school. And you look at yourself, ask yourself, where are we going?
The Abia State President, Private Schools Owners Association, Stanley Emin, commended government for its efforts to sanitize the sector, but he expressed concern over the implementation, as this is not the first time government is embarking on such exercise.
There are instances where schools are tagged as being closed. The so-called illegal schools are tagged as being closed. But by the time you go there the next day, you see that normal academic work still goes on there. And before you know it, through the back door, the matter is sorted out and settled. And so schools continue to exist. So that point of disagreement that I'm talking about is How do those schools come to be in the first instance?
Ele called the Ministry of Education to clean his house first. He argued that all illegal schools that have continued to operate over the years were duly registered and approved by officials of the Education Ministry.
The so-called illegal schools, how did they come to exist? Who empowered them? Who approved them? How did they come to exist? Why are they still being there? And why are they being sustained? The schools that government is threatening to close, who gave them, who empowered them to start in the first instance? That is the question.
At the time of this report, officials of the Education Ministry have commenced the closure of illegal private schools in some parts of the state. Will the affected schools be permanently closed, or will they resurrect after the dust has settled? Only time will tell. Chimezie Ozems, MCL News.
The Territory FCT High Court sitting in the Buhari area of Abuja has reaffirmed his earlier order which served Ifeanyi as the senator representing Anambra South. In his ruling, Justice Bello Kawu declared Oba's request to set aside the earlier order issued in a judgment delivered by the court on April 11, 2019. The court had ordered INEC to issue certificate of return to Dr. Ogbonna Uzo of the PDP following Senator Ifeanyi Oba's sack. Recall that Oba of the Young People's Party YPP was sacked for allegedly submitting a forged National Examination Council NECO certificate to contest the February 23, 2019 senatorial election. After sacking him for public office, the judge ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to withdraw the certificate of return issued to Oba. Justice Kawu directed INEC to issue a fresh certificate of return to Dr. Ogbonna Uzo of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), who came second in the election. Following the court's initial ruling, Oba subsequently filed an application before the court, praying for an order setting aside the judgment. Oba said he was not served with the court processes or the hearing notice throughout the proceedings leading to the judgment. On December 4th, Justice Kawu granted an order of a stay of execution restraining the Senate President from swearing in Uzo pending the hearing and determination of Oba's application. The judge also ordered all parties to the suit, including the Electoral Commission, to maintain status quo in the meantime. Meanwhile, Ifeanyi says he has not been sacked as the lawmaker representing Anambra South Senatorial District. Oba, in a telephone interview with the newsmen in Abuja on Friday, said that the FCT court only refused to vacate his earlier ruling, which had since been faulted on the grounds of jurisdiction. He explained that Justice Bello Kawu ruled on an application to vacate an earlier judgment of the court on the grounds of lack of jurisdiction and asked the parties to proceed to the appeal court. He said, and I quote, "The report of my sacking from the Senate is not correct. I remain the substantive senator representing Anambra South." Traders selling perishable goods at the relief market in Amuzuku in Umuahia North local government area are still loitering the said environment in search of a place to stay. This is despite the provision of the relief material by the federal government. The chairman of the market, Dalente Owanokwa, in a chat with MCL News, revealed that due to some reasons, some traders rejected the space given to them. The report.
With the time frame given to traders selling perishable items to vacate Isigate market in Umuahia having expired, one may assume that the traders are settled by now. But that is far from being the case, as most traders still hover within the new environment. Findings by MCL News reveal that some of them did not like the spaces allotted them. For this reason, some nearby streets have been converted to marketplaces, while there are still unoccupied stores in the newly built relief markets. Speaking to MCL News, The market's master, Darlington Owanwakwa, said the mini market is enough to accommodate the traders if only they agreed to stay in their allotted spaces. He, however, assured that the street traders would be made to return to the market.
Government has made it mandatory that along this Niger road, nobody should squat along there because of traffic flow. If you watch behind you, you see women clustering, looking for a place to stay. Most of them have gotten stalls. Still, they prefer coming outside. We don't want that. It's time for school period. The time for school runs, children will not be able to pass if you allow them to stay along the road.
The reason given by this trader for being on the street is the non-affordability of the store rent. He, however, said he has plans of renting a shop soon.
So masi kamdana reba tika ndi mbwa au na ha wetacha position au no ngureke mafazini nawe amaga kogo.
With another market gradually springing up on the streets adjoining the musical relief markets, residents of the area are complaining of the inconveniences caused by this.
The extension down the street, down maybe along Enugu Road or along Ugbo here, makes it very odd, because it has become a nuisance for people living around the noise and the death later.
It is expected that the state government ensures strict compliance to its no street trading law in the state capital. Traders selling perishable goods are therefore advised to go into a shop and avoid street trading. Precious Izibo, MCL News.
Abia State Orientation Agency has formally launched the Indigenous Content Campaign aimed at promoting local goods and services produced and rendered in the state. Chusike reports that the launch was held at the Michael Okpara Auditorium, Umuahia. The report.
In its recent unveiling of the year activities, the Abia State Orientation Agency had revealed plans to launch an Indigenous Content Campaign that would center on products, services, and outstanding personalities in the state. This was made known by the Director General of the agency, Godwin Adendo. According to him, the agency will also engage local entrepreneurs with the aim of building a profile of the businesses to ensure they get adequate media coverage. To walk its talk, the agency has taken a shot at one of the products produced in the state, Dosika Abia. The need for the rice produced and milled in the state to gain acceptability among the people of the state and beyond informed the reason for the event, which held at the Michael Okpara Auditorium in Umuahia. At the event, the Deputy Governor commended the Abia State Orientation Agency for the launch of the Indigenous Content Campaign and assured of the continued support of the administration to the agency.
It is my pleasure today to target the Indigenous Content Campaign put together by the Abia State Orientation Agency as part of measures to build and drive the new Abia brand that will center on Abia products, Abia service, and outstanding personalities from Abia State.
The Director General of the agency, Godwin Adendo, further highlights the essence of the event.
That is the communicative content we want to pass to the world. That Abia is happy with her product. That Abia product is the best in the world. Not just product, but even services and personalities. Our students are breaking records in different fields of academics.
As part of activities lined up by the agency to mark the day, the wife of the governor, Nkechi Ikpeazu, exhibited her cooking skills to the delight of guests.
The assignment of everyone here is to become brand ambassadors. As we have enjoyed the Abia rice and other products, please spread the message. We shall sell Abia, we buy Abia, and we use Abia.
The Abia State Orientation Agency is to, among other things, change perceived negative narratives affecting the attitudes of the citizens towards government and also build a new spirit of patriotism amongst the people. From Umuahia, Chooks AK Reporting for
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has said that the national grid has finally been restored after the system collapsed on Thursday, while the grid was recovering from an earlier partial system disturbance. The General Manager Public Affairs in Didimba, in a statement on Friday, said that full restoration of the grid was achieved at about 2:19 a.m. on Friday. She said that the initial disturbance of the grid, which occurred on Thursday, was a partial collapse of the system, as the grid is still supplying Port Harcourt, Abia, Omoko, Yenegua, Afam, among others, through Afam 5 Rivers IPP and Omoko power stations. President Muhammad Buhari on Friday extended birthday wishes to former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Anyako, as he turns 87 years on January 18, 2020. The President, in a statement made available to his spokesman Femi Adesina, joined family and friends to celebrate Anyako's exemplary life of dedication to God, country and humanity. He congratulates the renowned diplomats for the many years of national and international service, commending his efforts in projecting Nigeria to the world and ensuring that the world comes to terms with the position of the country on global issues. The President extols Chief Anyako's statesmanship and unwavering conviction on the unity of the country, with his regular encouragement of Nigerian leaders to follow the path of honor in making sacrifices that will secure the future of the country and be remanded by posterity. President Muhammad Buhari believes the former Secretary General of the Commonwealth discipline and humility is further demonstrated in his acceptance to serve in his community as the Ichie Adaze Obosi, where he is fully involved in mobilizing for civic responsibilities and promotion of positive cultural values. He prays God to grant Chief Anyako longer life, good health, and more strength to keep his wealth of experience to serve the country. Residents of Onitsha, Anambra State, were yet again on Friday awoken to the rude shock of a burning petrol tanker in the city. The tanker, which was said to be conveying about 15,000 liters of petroleum products, suddenly went up in flames at about 2 a.m. Petroleum tanker fire has remained a recurring disaster in Anambra State since 2019, leading to a ban on the movement of tankers conveying petroleum products during the day by the state government. The State Police Public Relations Officer SP Haruna Mohammed, who confirmed the incident, said the truck was loaded with premium motor spirits (PMS) and parked by the roadside along Onitsha Oka Expressway by Vin Oil Filling Station, Onitsha, when it went up in flames. Report says that the incident caused a huge confusion among residents of the area as they woke up in the middle of the night upon the news and scampered in many directions. Also said that even though the head of the truck had been completely gutted by fire, the truck's tank with its product remained intact and did not explode. And that's much you can take on today's news segment. You're still watching Good Morning Abia, One Stop Breakfast Show on MCL TV. We'll go for a break. When we come back, the program will continue. Please stay with us.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
There is only one place where good taste, quality and top hygiene blend to provide classic snacks and food. Apple fried chicken. Our yummy meals glide from continental to African, all freshly prepared in a modern healthy environment. Take a look. At Apple Fried Chicken Center, children are top priority, and so we provide exciting play centers for them, giving parents sweet, relaxing moments alone. Our outdoor catering services for all events remains the wave of the moment. Now, have you tried the Apple Special Cakes and Shawarma? Oh la la! Walk into any of our outlets in Abia, Calabar, Uyo and Umaya and give yourself a treat. Or better still, call our hotlines 080-868-77445 or 070-3963-449 or 090-3046-2362 or send us a mail. Apple Fried Chicken, experience the taste. Amazing crew. You can now watch your favorite TV station, MCO TV, anywhere you are around the world by following the simple procedure. Step 1. Go to Play Store and download the Next TV app. Step 2. Look out for the Next TV logo. Step 3. Sign in with your email, Facebook, or Google account. Step 4. Click on Entertainment to view MCO TV ARC TV channel. Step 5. Swipe to find MCO TV ARC TV. Enjoy 24 hours entertainment at your comfort. You can follow us on all our social media handle on Twitter at twitter.com/@MCOTV Network, on YouTube at MCOTV YouTube/MCOTV Network, or Facebook web.facebook/MCOTVNetwork.com, or you can WhatsApp on the number 080-330-03356. For more information on MCO TV app, please call the MCO TV customer care number 070-329-80089, 080-5722-2040, or 080-3737-3985. MCO TV, the world is your home.
Do not deface Abia State with posters. Do not defecate on our streets. Do not litter Abia State.
Brothers, I say what the man will do for this world where people no go talk. If you talk,
do not urinate in public places.
You no talk, they will talk. What do you make you do for this world? I say make we go do the things where we carry for heart. Now so one time. I be not been so.
Keep Abia State clean. message is brought to you by MCL TV.
Welcome to MCL Customer Care Service Information. Please listen to the following instruction upon observation of any of the following on the television screen. Bad signal. Kindly check the positioning of your antenna or system wire connection. Initial card failure or card error. Please remove and bring your smart card to the office. One is your subscription or time expired. Program rewrite or time expired will appear on the screen of the TV set. If you pay for the renewal of a subscription, please leave it on channel 7 for a couple of minutes. When there is a heavy thunderstorm, unplug power cord from the socket. For more inquiry, call over on 08037373985 or email on 08063820685. Or you can call the technical department 08140181602 or visit our accredited agents around the state.
Stop breakfast show on TV. Stop breakfast show on TV.
Depuis 15 ans, je suis témoin d'atrocités des masses commises sur le corps des femmes et contre les femmes. Et je ne peux pas rester les bras croisés dans les zones de conflit. Les batailles se passent sur le corps des femmes. Les viols se commettent avec extrême brutalité. Une véritable arme de guerre, si pas même une stratégie de guerre, mais qui est bon marché, mais redoutablement efficace. Leurs corps blessés, leurs cœurs brisés et leurs esprits détruits avaient besoin d'être guéris, consolés et restaurés. Nous avons l'espoir pour l'avenir de la République démocratique du Congo. L'espoir que ce grand pays devienne une nation de paix et de justice.
enamorada. Pura como banetike basanga papa na mama
wakati tunaenda tunasoma tukashangaa tu waingia ni bana wananitia chini wakanivula manguo tena wakaniabala ndio vile beko wawili ule wa kwanza akamaliza, wa pili akaingia, wa pili na akamaliza na wakatoka wakaenda. Waliumizaka sana huko kumwili. Ndio kuliumiza sana na ndio kwenye kungali tunaumia mpaka saa hii.
Kukubidonda.
Sio sasa kama nilibaki hapo vidonda kama nilibaki hapa sida sijui. Kifua nayo kabakia na luma sana. Na mwili kiuno. Sikuwa na amani mule.
Leo bakikuonesha wanakuambia aba watu ndio walikutendea kavile. Unaweza penda wafeni.
Nizapenda tu batoke.
Batoke wende wapi?
Bau, abo na wote bapatuna na teso tu hata kukufa tu bakufa.
Summer 1994. Hutu militiamen and soldiers responsible for the genocide of 800,000 Tutsi in Rwanda flee with their families. 1.5 million Rwandan Hutu, civilians and armed militia crossed the border into neighboring Congo, Zaire. This massive influx would destabilize the region for a long time to come. The Congo would become the stage for 20 years of war between armed militias. The populations were the first victims of these atrocities, systematic massacres and mass rapes. At the hospital in Panzi, a gynecologist, Dr. Dennis Mukwege, treats the tens of thousands of women who are the victims of this sexual violence committed with extreme cruelty. He tirelessly denounces these crimes and has become the spokesperson of the women suffering.
Elles sont dans cet état où elles sont exclues par la communauté, exclues par leur famille, les maris peut-être répartis, et qu'elles se retrouvent avec un handicap et seules, malheureusement abandonnées par tout le monde. Quand elles arrivent ici, c'est une tristesse inouïe. Donc, le sourire, c'est le signe de revenir à la vie. C'est dopant, si je dois dire ainsi, pour continuer à faire son travail.
Sasa nilikuwa kutrava waendela hamwe wakifika wakiacha wanachomeka kisu nafasi moja ni vya mtundu vilishauza vyote. Ndio vile wakinifikisha msali dope. Kufika msali dope njoo pale kana kianza travail yake nikataa kwanza kutoni hapa. Ndio festeli na mavi vyote vilikuwa vinapita fasi moja. Hivi nilishakuwa na operation kenda. Ndio kuharibisha wakati ya hivi mbona si atasia unawe ya hivi ajitahidi akuse mikono akuse mavi nikisikia na nishipenda na nikisikia nina mpenda sana nikisikia tena saa vile moyo yangu na wake ninaambiwa kitu kikubwa sana.
these never-ending wars. Eastern Congo was destabilized and saw the spread of uncontrollable armed groups. In the search for land and precious ores, the Hutu and Tutsi militias, the traditional Congolese warriors, and the regular army sowed terror among the populations of these rich provinces of Eastern Congo.
Faites vite. Non, ne changez pas l'objectif. On change l'objectif. Kakawana. Un peu en bas.
Manjo marto ana moma ko yuri hakiri mulori muganga mwabonye ko ndi amuveni yajegera okuri yajegera.
Voilà le genre d'armes qu'ils ont utilisé. Ça dans la tête de quelqu'un, ça c'est le sang qui peut survivre. Hein? Donnez-moi ça aussi.
Il y avait des machettes et des couteaux.
Ça aussi. Qui peut survivre à ça?
Kalkumari siwezi bakia ukutani, siwezi bakia turuwa nitesaka sana. Wakatesa papa na mama na mpaka hivyo alishakufa. Ndikani ningependa tu watupatie amani tu. Masomo yangu nilikuwa nasoma, sio ndio ndaisoma tena. Mpaka hivi licho ikuwa niluma sana, inanitesa sana, na mimi banipigaka.
Asante kwa kufika. Nishie ndio tumemupa kazi, nishie ndio tunatransfere maka kule Panzi, si vile na ile donc kazi ya Mkwenge haikupartir Guinea, il partir de notre travail.
Rivita erikora yaru giraburigo. Yaka kaisha no baisha babire embunduki. Baisha embuhodi fungura murango. Fungura. Sawa munyumba no mona nabano. Fungura. Baisha baguheba haliya. Bakurole bakugalike haliya. Omunyarwanda ashaka kurole. No mwana wawe ali akubona. Nabano ali akubona. Agaliga luka agwira bano na ugendaga ojire kulia embere na urole omukazi embere z'abana. Agaluka arole mwana wa mukulu mulume mukulu. Ne ayishe mbu yankanyuko. Oli amwana naye bulana ogohiregere ambunduzi aje kone ni nakola mushamukirako. Hano amusamushamukirako balere bamu bohege ngoro hano bamunige halinsa balera mukazi mukumehe bamurola matrisi gwoshi bafunde mwenyunu ntia bakunula nabandi bagendi kabarola bakaba bakabo.
J'ai travaillé au bloc opératoire et j'opérais, ça ne finissait pas. Et à la fin, j'ai constaté qu'il y a des femmes que j'opérais pour la deuxième, voire même la troisième fois. Et le choc était venu quand j'ai opéré pour la première fois une fille née à l'hôpital, issue du viol, qui elle-même avait été violée à l'âge de 8 ans. Là, il y a quelque chose qui s'est passé. J'ai compris que, en fait, je commence à soigner les enfants nés issus du viol et que je ne veux pas me retrouver en train de soigner les petits-enfants. Il fallait une action. Et donc, parler au monde, il fallait que je sorte du bloc, que je sorte de l'hôpital pour rencontrer les gens, leur dire, ayez du courage pour arrêter ces mal.
Nous n'hésitons pas de parler du viol comme une tactique de guerre, une arme de destruction massive qui est par ses faits la dernière invention ignoble, honteuse et macabre que l'homme a pu inventer pour détruire et faire disparaître l'autre. Nous pouvons dire que ces actes ne sont pas poussés par un désir sexuel, mais plutôt pour détruire physiquement et psychologiquement la famille, la communauté et tout un peuple.
C'était à l'époque du secrétaire général des Nations Unies, Kofi Annan, et donc je me suis retrouvé dans la salle des Nations Unies. Ce qui m'avait frappé, c'est que je pouvais voir les panneaux de tous les États où les représentants, ils étaient là. Mais en fait, sur le panneau de la République démocratique du Congo, les chaises étaient vides. Ces chaises vides, c'était un message pour moi, parce que bon, j'aurais bien voulu, c'était un souhait ardent d'avoir le soutien de notre représentant. Mais la chaise était vide.
Dr. Mukwege bore witness several times at the United Nations podium, despite the death threats he had received. In 2012, on his return from New York, armed men were waiting for him at his home.
Donc quand j'arrive à ce niveau, eh ben, là, c'est 5 personnes qui directement entraient dans le véhicule, armés, tous armés, et le monsieur qui me pointait l'arme derrière m'a fait sortir du véhicule. Et juste le temps de tirer sur moi, il y a le pauvre Joseph qui est venu de derrière et qui a commencé à crier « Manaou Ababa, ça veut dire donc on tue mon père ». Et là, le monsieur s'est tourné et il a tiré sur Joseph. Et Joseph est tombé là. Et moi, je suis tombé là. Bon, ben, à ce moment-là, je ne peux plus dire ce qui s'était passé, mais ont-ils pensé que j'étais aussi mort ou ils m'ont attrapé. De toute façon, ici, c'était plein du sang partout. J'ai eu très peur. Et j'ai décidé de partir en exil en Europe avec ma famille. Alors que je m'interrogeais sur la suite de ma carrière, j'avais appris que les femmes congolaises, les femmes du Kivu, s'est mobilisées pour réclamer mon retour au Congo.
Contrary to all rules of security, confronting the danger, Dr. Mukwege decided to return to Bukavu. Supported by the women of Kivu, he returned more determined than ever and radicalized his struggle.
ensemble nous disons non à la violence sexuelle, non aux rébellions, non aux gens qui veulent devenir ministres, devenir généraux en tuant leurs compatriotes. C'est nous, la population, qui devons dire non.
Bonjour, docteur. Ça va bien. Bonjour. Bonjour. Ça va très bien. Vous êtes prêts? Ça va. Merci, merci.
Cette escorte de la police égyptienne qui me facilite en fait le déplacement dans des endroits où je prends des risques énormes. Sinon, je serais resté prisonnier à l'hôpital et je crois que ça serait vraiment une vie que je ne supporterais pas longtemps.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Good Morning Abia One-Stop Breakfast Show on MCL TV. It is now time for us to go through the national dailies, and of course we have about 3 of them here on our table, starting with Saturday Sun. At the top right of Saturday Sun newspaper this morning, Imo Uzodinma attacks Ihejoha. The write-up suspends all contracts awarded by ex-governor, dissolves all parastatals and agencies. That's what is found on page 46 of Saturday Sun. Coming down, Amote Kun, Afenifere, Lieti Allah in war of words. It says, arrest Yoruba leaders now, headers group tells federal government. It means they are not actually comfortable with the arrival of Amote Kun. But let's see how it turns out to be, as we will always be here to give you unfolding stories as it has to do with Amote Kun. And the next write-up says, we dare you and your paymasters are Afenifere fumes. That's on page 37 of the Daily Sun newspaper. I will give Nigeria a free, fair election in 2023, coming from President Muhammad Buhari. It's good we're hearing this from him. And he says, I foresee a peaceful handover. That's what it's found on page 45 of Saturday Sun. The major headline, 50 years after Ojukwu, Biafra, Aburi and I, how I survived the Asaba massacre, coming from Bishop Chukwemeka, and they Ojukwu shed tears, Omo Bogo and XADC. All these you can get on pages 35, 33, 34 and 36 of Saturday Sun. Underneath the front page, court signs Ifanyoba as Senator affirms PDP's Obinna Uzo. It's on page 10. Biodun Okeowu, actress, why I can't hide my corpse. That story is found on page 19. We move straight up to the back page of the Saturday Sun. Is your fear of being alone ruining your life? Coming from Kate Halim on Saturday. Read up that story at the back page. Of course, go to page 47 and read up the details. Mike Awoni for press clips. Gowon's War Memoirs. I came to Abia with malaria. That's story at the back page of the Saturday Sun newspaper. Now that was it with the Daily Sun newspaper. Now to the Nation. At the top left of Nation, soldiers invade Bon Ijo community. RYC condemns invasion. It's found on page 41. Outrage over retired civil servants' mystery death. And secret bearer. Husband in soup for allegedly a brutalizing victim impregnating her house help. Body must be exhumed for autopsy. Family demands. Police will exhume victim's body. That's what is found on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. The headline, boldly written headline, the APC PDP clash over Imo, and of course that will form our discussion this morning. Well, we want you to be part of the program when the time comes. And the right top first one says, ruling party I'm twisting judiciary, and PDP alleges vows to reverse verdict as it threatens civil disobedience. Oshomola Chai's opposition says party statement reckless and inciting. That's what is found on page 4. Coming down, IPOB leader Kano to attend parents' burial 14th February. Go to page 41 and read up that story. Minimum wage, Labour's threat sends governors to drawing board. State chief executives move to avert strike. And of course, reverse negotiation with workers. Where you see the picture element of NLC President Ayuba Waba. That's what is found on page 6. Goes out to the one on minimum wage. Rebels over mechanic allegedly tortured to death by a Rivers policeman. Nigerians demand justice. He died of excess sugar in the body, says Nigerian police. Is found on page 42 of the Nation. I will bequeath free fair electoral culture in 2023, coming from our amiable President Muhammad Buhari. That story you can get on page 7 of the Nation. Dayo Soboware says survival, security and politics. I'm talking about global economy and politics. That story is at the back page of the Nation. Chip Talk and League venues beat. Chip Talk and League venues beats. Of course, it has to do with sports. Get the details at the back page down on the Nation newspaper. And of course, the last on our desk this morning, Don Jazzy, Jidena, Whiskey, Davido informs list of 10 richest African musicians. It's found on page 15. Daniel Egali, my desire to fly made me put more effort into wrestling. Go to pages 17 and 19. Again, the story coming down. Mother of conjoined twins. We can't leave hospital until we get conducive accommodation. It's found on pages 2 and 3. DMO, Nigeria's total debt stock hits 26.215 trillion naira. Foreign investors bought less than Nigerian bonds last year. Is found on page 4. Imo governor election. APC sees prosecution of returning officer. Atiku asks PDP to mobilize Nigerians. Go to pages 8 and 9 of the New Telegraph. And of course, the major headline: human trafficking. 4,541 Nigerian girls trapped in our country, says a Lebanese official. How they were lured into Arab country in 2019. Nigeria rescued 1,000 girls. Plans to clamp down on recruiting agencies in Nigeria. That's on page 5. Forgery court reaffirms Senator Ifeanyi Ubah's sacking from Senate. Go to page 11. Now we'll move straight to the back page. At the top there, tourism. The world's best new luxury hotels in 2019. Go to know the hotel on page 30. Government's inefficiency and the birth of Amotekun. That's coming from perspective, government's inefficiency, and the birth of Ambotokun is found on page 38. Man United attacking throw ready to prove superiority over Liverpool. For sports lovers, go to that page for Saturday Telegraph and read up the details of what that we just read out to you this morning. And of course, that does it with the newspaper review. Just immediately after the program, go to the nearest vendor, buy any of the papers and read more of the headlines. You're still watching Good Morning Abia, your West Side Breakfast Show on MCL TV. We'll go for a break. When we come back, it will be time for us to discuss the state gas.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Do not deface Abia State with posters. Do not defecate in our streets. Do not litter Abia State.
My brothers, I say wetin man go do for this world where people no go talk. If you chop,
Do not urinate in public places.
you no chop, dem go talk. Wetin make we do for this world? I say make we go do the things wey we carry for heart. Na so world want am. Abi no be so?
Keep Abia State clean. This message is brought to you by MCL TV.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Hello, my name is Ruthie. You can now watch your favorite TV station, MCL TV, anywhere you are around the world by following the simple procedure. Step 1. Go to Play Store and download the Next TV app. Step 2. Look out for the Next TV logo. Step 3. Sign in with your email, Facebook, or Google account. Step 4. Click on Entertainment to view MCL TV ARC TV channel. Step 5. Swipe to find MCL TV ARC TV. Enjoy 24 hours entertainment at your comfort. You can follow us on all our social media handle on Twitter at twitter.com/@MCLTV Network, on YouTube at MCLTV YouTube/MCLTV Network, or Facebook web.facebook/MCLTVNetwork.com, or you can WhatsApp on the number 080-330-03356. For more information on MCL TV app, please call the MCL TV customer care number 070-329-80089, 080-5722-2040, or 080-3737-3985. MCL TV, the world is your home. Welcome to MCL Customer Care Service Information. Please listen to the following instruction upon observation of any of the following on your television screen. Bad signal. Kindly check the positioning of your antenna or system wire connection. Initial card failure or card error. Please remove and bring your smart card to the office. Once your subscription or time expires, program right or time expired will appear on the screen of the TV set. If you pay for the renewal of a subscription, please leave it on channel 7 for a couple of minutes. When there is a heavy thunderstorm, unplug power cord from the socket. For more inquiry, call Ozumi on 080-3737-3985 or Ihoma on 080-6382-0685. Or you can call the technical department 081-4018-1602 or visit our accredited agents around the state. MCO, the word in your home.
One-stop breakfast show on TV. One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCL TV is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at mbcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Abia. MCL TV, the world in your home.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Alright, thanks for staying with us. Good morning, Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on MCL TV. It is now time for us to discuss, and of course today we have Barrister Emperor Obunna to take a look at the Supreme Court verdict in Imo State, talking about the emergence of Hope Uzodinma as the Imo State Governor. So good to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you once again. Barrister Emperor Obunna, it is no longer news that Hope Uzodinma has emerged as the governor of Imo State. Of course, you've heard about the Supreme Court sacking of Ihedioha for Hope Uzodinma that came forth. What's your take on this?
Well, the truth about it is that, when some of these things happen, we have this popular opinion about this. And there are two ways to look at that judgment, the social part and the legal part.
Okay.
The social part is that the judgments assault the sensibility of many Nigerians, because there is no way to many Nigerians, somebody who came forth will end up becoming the winner of the election. But from the legal point of view, I looked at it very, very critically, and I refused to be actuated by what people were saying. I wanted to look at it as a lawyer and then as a social scientist. First of all, before the judgment came up, you see there were 4 people. The first person was making Hedia. The second person was Uchemosu. The third person was Ararume of Abia. The fourth person was the new governor. What we call him, Hope. I looked at it very, very well. Look at the machinery that played out. Before I arrive at legal, I wanted to give you a history of what I'm saying. So if you look at the judgment very well, the person that was declared winner was this guy, the PDP guy, who presented him. Making Hedia. Now, the Supreme Court last month ruled that Uchemosu was nominated by 2 people, 2 parties. He was nominated by APC and he was nominated by National Alliance. And if you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, the INEC, what we call it, the Electoral Act. The Electoral Act disqualifies a candidate who was nominated by 2 parties. No one candidate can be nominated by 2 parties. You know what happened there? So a faction of APC nominated, what do you call him? Uchemosu. The faction that was loyal to the governor, what do you call it? The other faction that was loyal to the national APC said no, they nominated Hope Uzodinma. So if you look at it from today, you see that a part of APC, and this man is a member of APC. So the Supreme Court said that, looking at it legally speaking, Uchemosu was not qualified to be in the ballot box.
Okay.
The ballot box. So the Supreme Court disqualified his candidature. See the thing. After the election.
Okay.
After the election, leaving just last month, leaving trouble. Now, Abia was not serious. What do you call it? The entire woman was not serious. The battle was more between Uchemosu, PDP, AA, and the APC. Abia was not serious about the whole thing. What does it mean? I don't think that Abia even had an appeal. If they had an appeal, the appeal was not forthcoming. Now, leaving only 2 people. You now see it. We now have the governor, who is Uchemosu, who is and the APC guy, who is so see that the same 2. The AA man is off by the Supreme Court. The AA man was not serious, so remaining 2. So what we now say, what missionary will bring a 4th person to come? You now see that the 2 and 3 were not serious, and they were doing very pursue their pain. The court had to look at what was before us. So what was before the courts was actually the PDP guy and the APC guy. Now let us now come down to law. During the day of the Supreme Court, APC withdrew its appeal against that judgment. On the ground, they withdrew their appeal because there were 2 things. There was this issue of the candidacy of Uchemosu, which was pursued. There was another issue of whether Uchemosu was defeated by Emeka Ihedioha. So on the day of the hearing of the court, of the case, Emeka Ihedioha, Uchemosu withdrew his appeal in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
That means that there was only one appeal pending, one case pending, the case between PDP and APC. Therefore, now you're not understanding. When you go to the Supreme Court of something, you now understand the legality of the intrigues.
Yeah.
Now, let us look at what have played out in Imo State. During the election, it was alleged that people loyal to Hope Uzodinma did some magomago
during the election.
That was the allegation.
Okay.
They produced a result that was superfluous, a result that was unreasonable. And you know what is that? the presiding official, the what do you call it, the electoral officer in that area signed the results. They signed the results, they brought it. When they signed the results, they brought the result. When they now, the people in the field were not protesting. What do you call it? The electoral officers in the laws and the results came up to say, this is the result that was signed. It's not the valid result. Look at the valid results. I never saw it that it was the valid results. But the valid results presented from the laws have more credibility than the one, what do you call him, the whole person was producing. Because the one who was producing was on his level. There is no way that could be the results. So what did INEC do? INEC decided to throw away Hopes of the mass results and stop to the one produced from the watch, which were more realistic. That's what happened. Now, by the time INEC could now do everything, collect everything, do everything, Emeka Ihediola was declared the winner because the value he had scored value votes. Now, Hopes of the mass team went to court. What was the gravamen of the action? The gravamen of action is that the wards and the officials in the wards or anything had no power to nullify the results that was declared by the electoral officer. Do you understand me?
Yes.
And that was the law.
Okay.
It's like you, as a newscaster, your director has already given your order to you. You have no power to nullify it. Because the director is superior to you in the job.
Are you saying it was the rejection of the results that actually, made them to, made them to come up to,
That was the thing. It was the INEC saw 388 words where APC allegedly manipulated results and got an unreasonable result. INEC says we're not going to accept this thing. INEC states
They would have gotten an order from the national.
No, there was no telling that. What happened was, as I told you, the person out to sign the result had already signed it. Okay. But the lower persons objected. On the ground that they were on the field. And that by what they saw on the field and the result that was completed, signed by everybody, that this result that they have was a false result.
Okay.
They now cancelled it. And now use that result that was brought by the lower, that was upheld by the lower officials.
Sure.
Beautiful. Now when they went to court, Hopes of the mass case was that the lower officials had no power to overturn what was there and that I made a mistake and cancelled the result. Now look at the mistake that Emeka Ihediola team made. Emeka Ihediola team did not bring an application in the courts, a cross action, nullifying, asking the courts to that result that was signed by the electoral officer that it should not be used. I don't know what I mean. The Emeka Ihediola team were working with INEC, and INEC was not very strong in defending the matter. With all respect to INEC, we know that in this democracy we saw INEC leaning towards APC. That's the truth. INEC was not very serious in defending this case. Emeka Ihediola team, as lawyers we know, did not do the right thing. They did not appeal against this decision. This no decision, but the result that was paraded by what do you call it, by APC, which was already signed by the lawful officer. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody was saying there is something to appeal. There is something to not appeal on. There is something to file on the ground that there is a presumption of regularity. The presumption of regularity is that if I, as a lawyer, I sign something, the law presumes that what I sign is valid because I am authorized by the Supreme Court of Nigeria to sign processes. So you see that process that was signed by those officials were validly signed, which were unlawfully excluded. Now, these guys have a duty to have done that. They didn't do that. So look at what the Supreme Court now did. The Supreme Court made decisions that show that once that the presiding officer also has signed his own process, the lower force officers can no longer, and they don't have the power to cancel. That those officers have no power to cancel election. They have no power to verify anything. So what the court did was to restore those 388 votes that was cancelled
by the lower officials.
Yes, on the INEC, and restored them. When they restored them, automatically Hopes of Emma became the winner. That was what happened.
So as a legal practitioner, do you think that the process was actually fair, like what the analysis that you gave right now? Do you think that
well, it is not fair, but when you look at justice, you see one thing about law is that a litigant floats or sinks with his lawyer. If you get a good lawyer, you are doing the case, and the lawyer is intelligent, the lawyer is sharp, the lawyer knows how to argue, the lawyer can shout. This our job is more like a drama. You see lawyers who talk too much, they have more money than those who are quiet. Those who are quiet may know the law, but they don't. People come to people like Hanifa Winnie who shout, hey, what's happening? People like Fela who shout, who shout. People like I don't know people want somebody who will shout and make noise. That is what people want. Nobody wants a lawyer that is quiet and so you will have all the law. But when some judges, when they see you, this lawyer is here, I'll be very careful. This lawyer is trouble. The last time we quarreled, the court will be very careful not to make an order that is useless because he knows that lawyer will be pushing. That is how life was. When you get, I'm not trying to belittle the legal team of Inedia, but somehow, they made a mistake. They did not file because of me. Because of me, we have solved the whole problem when the lower court talked about the issue of the cancelled results. So what I want to say is that when you blame the Supreme Court, not a cause of pain, the cross action, not a cause of pain, cross action. When you blame the Supreme Court for the event judgment that we don't like, you ask yourself, what was it? In this job, I have learned that it is very easy to stay in your house and then criticize judgments. But when you read the judgment, you now understand the reasoning of the judge, and you now know whether what he said was in line with the law. So it is all about law. So the judges, I don't want to blame anybody because in actual fact, the truth about it is that the judges rule based on what was before them. The judge should not step. Actually, the judge is driving now and he sees two people robbing a man, robbing another person. And look, that case came to the judge's table. Yeah, the judge had the duty to accuse himself because he saw it. But assuming the judge refused to accuse himself, the judge cannot import what he saw when he was driving. He cannot import into the judgment. His judgment is bound by the evidence laid in court during the trial. So I don't know whether it's what I'm saying. So the Supreme Court judges might have, or must have, or ought to have used the evidence that was laid in court to do their case. So the issue of maybe Chief Justice of Nigeria trying to manipulate the system, those things are not things they can prove. Nobody can prove those things. But legally speaking, there was the judgment can stand on law.
Okay, now, are you comfortable, because a lot of people have actually come out to say that people's votes do not count anymore, rather the court decide who wins an election in Nigeria, looking what has transpired. But before we answer that, you're still watching Good Morning Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on MCL TV. We'll go for break. When we come back, the program will continue to stay with us.
Breakfast show on TV.
Alright, thanks for staying with us. It's Good Morning Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on MCL TV. The line is right now on the screen for you to call us and be part of today's program. And just know that you must reduce the volume of your television set for easy communication. And now, Barrister Emperor, are you comfortable that people's votes do not count anymore? Rather, the court decide who wins an election in Nigeria based on what people say right now, that the next election that they won't go out to, cast their vote because they notice that people's votes do not count anymore.
I don't really subscribe to that. The truth is that the court is there for administration of justice. And what is justice?
Must you always go to court after every election?
People go to court because they feel that their rights are being trampled. Assuming you are a participant in the election and you didn't win. Somebody unlawfully denied you of your vote.
The way it's been done in Nigeria, is it the way it's been done in
all over the whole world? People go to court when elections are being done.
All the elections, virtually all the elections.
People go to court, even in America. The only thing is just that, remember there was a time when living in America, the courts were probably the cat or something. See, let me tell you something. You know, people will always condemn the system when it doesn't favor them. Let's be fair to this Supreme Court. During the election, we saw what happened in River State. The APC did not comply with the timetable for the electoral act. It provided the electoral act. What happened? The Supreme Court held that APC has no candidates. Is it not true? In the end, APC had to go and hijack one man from one party. One man called the party AAC or something. And a no man. The man came to contest with Wike. Can you come and contest with Wike? That was what happened. In the end, Wike won. Look at what happened in Zamfara State. The Supreme Court also held that APC had no candidate in Zamfara State. That was how, in the end, after the Zamfara governor has been declared a winner, the court held, you know, when we look at this thing, I am anybody who doesn't knows that I'm a very rational person. I don't like looking at it from the mob action. Everybody say this man is back in. I was evidence. But then I remember talking about Trump, and Trump killed Soleimani in Iran. I asked them, what evidence? Up to now, America has not given anybody any evidence of Soleimani being a terrorist. I always ask questions that people don't like asking. So, in Zamfara State, what happened then? The APC was declared the winner. The Supreme Court held that APC had no candidate. In the end, all the APC senators of the assembly, all of them went out. What happened? PDP took over. Now, judgment in this one has not favored APC. People are condemning it. You see, yes, it may be that people will argue that CJM, Tanko Mohammed is pro-Sharia. Yeah, what is pro-Sharia? The man is a Sharia judge. There is nothing about that. But I don't want to condemn him on this matter. In the sense that there is no evidence. He was not even the one that read the judgment. Although he was the president, he was the chairman of the panel. But I don't think he was the one that read the judgment. But nevertheless, I think that the Supreme Court has given reasons why the decision was done. To me, as a lawyer, I don't think it would be good for me to start attacking what the Supreme Court has done. Rather, I should learn from the Supreme Court. That's what I'm saying. Because the Supreme Court has done that in the law. And one thing about bad law is that you don't know who bad law will affect tomorrow. You will make a bad law as a judge. The next day, when something happens to you, relevant to you, somebody will use that bad law you did, you made, to cite your case and you lose. So what I'm actually saying is that whether it's good law or bad law, the law remains that if the person that cancelled the election in Imo State was not the right person to cancel it. It was on that ground that the court restored those numbers. But we all know that those numbers were not good. They were not reasonable. It wasn't possible for. Okay, look at it this way. Do you know that the election was done 7 times?
And the numbers were not investigated.
It was not investigated. There was no inquiry on the number. That's the problem. Yeah. There was no cross action for PDP challenging those numbers. Those numbers were regarded as valid because there was no inquiry on those numbers. And let me tell you something. Do you know that APC has no member of House of Assembly in Imo State? Do you know that? The whole Imo State is a PDP, AA, and Abia. There are 3 parties that make up House of Assembly. Now, the question is, how can win majority votes when nobody voted for his staple in the House of Assembly? Is it possible? No, it's not possible. So that shows you that you are bringing in an outsider to come and rule Imo State. That's just the simple truth. But what I'm seeing is that since the leader of AA is Uchemosu has become from AA, he's now in APC. We also see Abia. Abia has a history in Imo State of the campaign for APC. Those has told them that. So I'm seeing Abia and AA the campaign for APC. And APC will now have the result.
Alright, thank you so much. And on the paper this morning, APC PDP clash over Imo. What as you the first writer following the headline that which says ruling party twisting judiciary, PDP alleges. Would you say it is true that the ruling party is actually twisting the judiciary?
It's clear. The way the Justice Mary was removed, there's a discussion we are aware of that they just wanted their own puppets to be in the what do you call it, in the judiciary. Look at how you use an expert order to remove a serving chief judge of Nigeria. Expert order. Who does that? That's what I'm saying. So they removed him, they brought in Tanko Mohammed. Tanko Mohammed brought in, the first thing he had to say Nigeria was that Nigeria, he told the judges that there should be an amendment of the constitution so that Sharia should be more included. I know that most APC states are Sharia. So somehow the APC is more like a Muslim party in Nigeria, somewhat. The South reject APC, but the North are purely APC. So if PDP say that the Union APC, it's true. If you look at judges, look at what happened. Just Sokoro, they accused Just Sokoro of corruption. They attacked his house, broke into his house and did everything. After 2 or 3 years, it's discovered that the man was not corrupt. They apologized. The DSS cleared him and apologized to him for the attack. And that's Just Sokoro was supposed to be this panel, but he refused to appear. He said he was sick. You don't know that? He said he was sick. That was the reason why they adjourned the case the first day. The case came out the first day. Just Sokoro was sick. The second day, the man could not. They had to bring another person to replace it.
Before you continue, sorry, sir. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning, sir. Hello. Good morning. We can hear you. Speak up. Hello. Alright, you need to call us back again. Before you do that, make sure you reduce the volume of the television set, and of course, do speak up a bit so that we can hear you. Do the needful so that you can communicate with us. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to the program, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Yeah, my first is Mr. Chibuzo from Abba, calling from Abba.
Alright, Mr. Chibuzo, you're welcome. Your contribution.
Yeah, my contribution to this issue is that what has a plan to destroy the human. So, what happened at the that election has been, they have fixed to make it a neutral election. So, people should be very careful so that they will know what they will do in this Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that one. Now, let me ask you what I said. You were saying something about the PDP accusing the federal government of twisting the judiciary. I want you to continue.
That is true, as I said earlier. They attacked Just Sokoro, and the man refused to come out to be a part of that judgment. But he said he was sick. I don't know whether he's sick or not. But the truth about it, the Just Sokoro that was attacked, the letter was the same person who was. You see, the presidency of Judge Buhari has been attacking judges. You see, Justice Dimba, they attacked him. You see, so many other judges they attacked. In the end, none of those attacks have been found guilty. It's only the people that have been found guilty are people who were narrowly attacked for corruption and they have been doing it. But those people who were celebrating attacks, none of them have been found guilty. In the end, somehow judges are afraid of the ruling, in fact, against the presidency and against the Buhari government. Somewhat, they are afraid. Nobody wants to make himself a scapegoat. So that's just the thing. The moment they attack you, I will take my lessons. So the truth about it is that the APC government is not helping issues. They are making Nigeria to be a one-party state. Well, they are also, the presidency has become the head of the judiciary, the head of the legislation, and the head of the executive.
What effect do you think this will have in future elections? Before you answer that, let's hear who's on the line. Hello, good morning. Okay, I will let that go. What effect do you think this will have on the future elections?
It will have now, because once Imo State have been taken, Imo State have been taken. As it stands now, you may see a situation whereby APC may consolidate on their win in Imo State.
Can we see who's on the line? Sorry to cut you short. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the program. Speak up so that we can hear you. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Mr. Iju, but I'm calling you because of the battle.
Mr. Iju, you're welcome. Your contribution, please.
Yes, what played out in Imo State is very that SDP government wants to make this country a one party. Because in the Nigerian political career, this is the emergence of SDP project. So they want to separate it at all costs and make sure that every candidate that they make to the EDP not to have right. Otherwise, how come somebody who comes up to the vendor, become the vendor? It's not done. So, if you want to make this, want to work at this, then the people that the consider is no longer only they have their right to themselves. But if you use the right that they will do, they will stop. So that is my question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So go ahead. What will be the effect of what PDP is actually alleging that the ruling party is twisting the judiciary? What do you think will be the effect on us?
The fact is that ABC government will always have the day. It will happen. You see the way they have been doing in elections, in the states where we talk about vote buying, Osun State vote buying, and some other places where you see them twisting, where you see them using their whole powers of government to...
Hello? Let's use on the line, so I want to cut you short. Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir. Hello, good morning. Okay, we're going to back on. You're still watching Good Morning Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on MCL TV. We'll go for break, and when we come back, the program will continue in the same task.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
Welcome to MCL Customer Care Service Information. Please listen to the following instruction upon observation of any of the following on your television screen. Bad signal. Kindly check the positioning of your antenna or system wire connection. Initial card failure or card error, please remove and bring your smart card to the office. One is your subscription or time expires, program rewrite or time expired will appear on the screen of the TV set. If you pay for the renewal of the subscription, please leave it on channel 7 for a couple of minutes. When there is a heavy thunderstorm, unplug power cord from the socket. For more inquiry, call us on 08037373985 or email on 08063820685. Or you can call the technical department 08140181602 or visit our accredited agents around the state. MCL, the word in your home. Hello, my name is Ruthie. You can now watch your favorite TV station, MCL TV, anywhere you are around the world by following the simple procedure. Step 1. Go to Play Store and download the Next TV app. Step 2. Look out for the Next TV logo. Step 3. Sign in with your email, Facebook, or Google account. Step 4. Click on Entertainment to view MCL TV ARC TV channel. Step 5. Swipe to find MCL TV ARC TV. Enjoy 24 hours entertainment at your comfort. You can follow us on all our social media handle on Twitter at twitter.com/@MCLTV Network, on YouTube at MCLTV YouTube/MCLTV Network, or Facebook web.facebook/MCLTVNetwork.com, or you can WhatsApp on the number 08033033356. For more information on MCL TV app, please call the MCL TV customer care number 07032980089, 08057222040, or 08037373985. MCL TV, the world in your home.
Breakfast Show on TV.
Thanks for staying with us. Good morning, Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on MCL TV. The line is on the screen for you to call us and make your contribution on today's topic, the emergency of focus of them as Imo Governor. Let's see who's on the line, Barrister Edinburgh. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, do want to call us back again. Now, sir, I was asking you, the ruling party accusing the federal government of twisting the judiciary, and you also accepted that that is what is happening. What do you think will be its effect on the future elections?
It's clear now. APC will continue having its own way. Because when you continue to the judiciary and the judiciary keeps giving judgments, giving states, you know what's about? Are
you saying? Why did you say that APC will always have? Are you saying that there is nothing you can do about it?
This is not America. This is Nigeria. Let me tell you why I say so. Once if they declare now that APC is the winner in Abia State, APC, most political jobbers in Abia State would come to APC immediately. That is Nigeria for you. These guys are jobless. All these political appointees, most of them, 95% of them are jobless. They don't have any job. They don't know, they don't talk, they're just political people. So the moment if court now knew, assuming that day that court knew that Zibazu was not lawfully elected, like the Saleh voting, that same day all the political parties would become and join Abia. That is Nigeria for you. And when they join, they will also use their influence to continue propagating Abia.
Let's see what's on the left for you. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to the program this morning. Where you're calling us from, please. But just the volume of the television side, please. I'm calling for you now. Okay, your contribution, ma'am. Hello? We can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, we lost that, but do want to call us back again. You were talking about easy.
Yes, so when the election comes,
are you saying that the judiciary cannot be independent again?
They can't, but the presidency and the APC is making it impossible for them to be.
What do you think should be done, to restore the independence of the judiciary?
I don't see any answer now. Let me tell you the truth. Because the CJN, we all know him. We all know where he's coming from. We all know how he entered there. We all know what he has been saying, the way he has been behaving. And the CJN, we can look at what happens. Do you know that there is this culture of when they are doing election, a Supreme Court election, a presidential appeal, they will get you the 5 or the 7 highest ranking judges. They will say, Mr. A, Justice A is the chief judge, B is the next person, C is the next person. But during this last one, you know what happened? The CJN picked those he wanted to be in the panel. Now what are you going to say? Yeah, you come to television, you argue, you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you argue. You go to the main road, you argue. It doesn't make any sense. You hear there's already there is nothing you can do in this world to remove him unless you impeach him. And impeachment too must follow due process. You don't just impeach him because you don't like the party.
Okay, let's see who's on the line before we continue. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, please, we are discussing the emergency of voters of the as Imo Governor. Please, if you have any inputs, call us and go straight to your contribution on today's program. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the program, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Okay, my name is Cliff and I'm calling from Omoda.
Our pleasure to have you on today's program. Your contribution, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you. Your contribution, please. Hello? Okay, I think the network is not actually favorable. Go ahead. You said there is nothing to be done to restore the independence.
That is true about it. We can only, as lawyers, file a case in court to argue a case. But when the judge who is hearing your case has already made up his mind that your case is incompetent or your case lacks merit, even before he hears you, what will you do? You go and appeal. The lower court agrees with you, the appeal court agrees with you. Look at the Indiana's case. You know they have won in the panel, in the presidential, what do you call it, in the tribunal. He won in the appeal court. But when he went to the Supreme Court, what happened? The Supreme Court devalued everything. So see that there's nothing the lawyer can actually do when the judge when the judge has, what you have to do is to petition to the agency, and the agency we know today also attached to the institute of the president. So we are in a full-time dictatorship. So I will tell Nigeria, let us just bear it. We will not last forever. That's the way I have made up my mind to do this election in this Nigeria. I have made up my mind that let me just work the way that we lead the country. Bring them, they look at so many, if they do election, talk about vote buying. Look at what happened in Kwara State during the election. A plane that was carrying money to Kwara State had to sink. I don't know whether you saw the video. It was the plane buy wanted because the money was too much. That was money they used in moving Mr. Laki. That is Nigeria for you. Okay, let's see who's on the line. Hello, good morning. Reduce the volume of a television. Reduce the volume of a television. You need to reduce the volume of your television set and call us back, please. Now let's talk about Reverend Mbaka. A few days before the judgment, Reverend Mbaka made a pronouncement on the outcome of the Supreme Court. What do you have to say about this? There are two things about Mbaka that is there. It's actually, there are three possibilities. The first possibility was that Mbaka was guessing. Anybody who is a political watcher should have known that Mbaka's prophecy was a 50-50 prophecy. I've explained to you the circumstance. The first one on which was no longer on the ballot. That means it was now, the chance of Mbaka winning was 30%. The secondly, the Abia man was not serious about the whole thing. That means the chances was now 50-50. So Mbaka's prophecy was 50-50. Two, Mbaka did not actually say that hope is going to win. He just made a statement that there's hope there's a hope in Imo State. He just told me. There's a way he said it was a political prophecy. He didn't say the Supreme Court will rule that hope is going to win. He never said that. Now three, there's a possibility that Mbaka had pre-knowledge of that judgment. Mbaka has always been a political man. He has always been pro-APC. He has always been a member of APC, a member who is not a Kakari member. Let's see who's on that. Hello, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Abia, as I said.
Your contribution, please.
My contribution is I was surprised for the second don't give respect to women. Don't give respect to women. This can take about this. Whatever we can take and just share. We know the respect to women. So we can help with when you share. Don't give a winner.
It means you didn't actually start the program or the discussion at the beginning, whereby Emperor Wanda took time to actually tell us legally what played out. So you don't come out to say now you're surprised that the person that came forth in the election is now the winner of the Supreme Court. Now, sir,
I was talking about Mbaka before he came up. So I told you the first possibility was the 50-50 possibility. Second possibility was that Mbaka had an idea about what was going to happen. It was possible because he was already privy to what. So maybe the APC used him to douse the tension, to use as a prophecy. It's clear Mbaka must have known based on what is there. And finally, Mbaka has not been known to be giving the honest prophecy that comes. Let me give you an instance. Mbaka said that Chimaroke Lamani was not going to win. He said that God does not want Chimaroke and that Chimaroke was going to fail. But during the election, Chimaroke won and won very, very much. You all know that one. He's there in the net. The stories are all there. The videos are there when he was saying that God said that Chimaroke will not be the governor. Where Chimaroke will become the governor. Two, Mbaka said that God said that he doesn't want Buhari to contest. Buhari should not contest. He made it clear at the camp. He was clearly on Buhari's issue. He's there in the songs of very Senate. When he talked about Buhari and that Buhari should not even run at all. That he will lose and he will be humiliated. In the era of Buhari contested and won. And there have been two circumstances where Mbaka's prophecy did not come to pass. Now in this one too, this one was a political prophet. He never said that hope was going to win. He just said hope is coming. That's the way he said it. If he was sure what he was saying, it would have been clear. So what I'm actually saying is that Mbaka should concentrate on being a reverend father.
Alright, let's just stop it at that. Mbaka should concentrate on being a reverend father. Do you think that with continuous interventions of courts in an electoral process may bring about voters' apathy in subsequent elections? Lastly,
there is never going to be any voters' apathy in Nigeria. People just talk about voters' apathy. During the election, people still come out to vote. Those who will not vote, when you do everything to them, they will still not come. Those who want to vote will always come to vote. Let me tell you, during the election, if somebody will always win, somebody will always lose. When we talk about the court system, the court is there for you to air your grievance. But when you don't get the best lawyer, what do you expect? That is how life works. I'm telling the truth. I'm in the field. I know that there are some lawyers in Abia. The moment I see their name and the person that signed the process, I'll just go home and sleep. I will not even bother. I know that most of them, those people that I know there are not very intelligent. But there are some lawyers in Abia. When I see their name on the process, I will start doing research to win them. That's the truth. Because I know them to be very serious-minded people. You don't go and get a lawyer that is not perfect and you tell him to come and win. Okay, let's ask you a question. Why is it that this Yoruba man, I forgot his name, this Yoruba lawyer is always winning all his cases? Just what I'm saying. He's always winning all his cases. You know the person I'm talking about, the person that handled Buhari's appeal. He's always, because he's thorough. When a lawyer is thorough, he will get the result. But when a lawyer is anything you see, just write, just go and do nonsense, you win, you will lose. So, yeah, people should learn how to get the best lawyers when they're doing their cases.
Okay, and now lastly, what is the role of INEC in this whole drama? What do you think INEC should do to avoid all of these issues in upcoming elections?
The truth about it is that INEC have not shown to be very competent. INEC has been tilting towards APC somehow. But then they play it in a very intelligent manner so that nobody will actually catch them. INEC is the arbiter. They're supposed to do the election, but somehow during the elections and during the court processes, you see INEC having sympathy to one party or the other. It's not supposed to be so. You see, the law should be amended, whereby the presidency should no longer have the power as to who he appoints as the INEC chairman.
Okay.
INEC chairman, INEC should be growing. INEC people should be growing from the rank and file. It should be growing from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Growing from the rank and file.
Yeah.
You don't. Because I appoint you, assuming let me say that you're a hungry person. You don't have money. You don't even have money to take care of it.
Whatever you say, that is what
I say, Stella, I like you. Come and be my INEC chairman. All of a sudden, you become billionaire overnight. Would you not worship me? Would you not do whatever I say you should do? Just what I'm saying, because I was the one that made you who you are. If not for me, you would have been in oblivion. So you see that the person that pays the piper will always tell the truth. So in Nigeria, there are two offices that we need to stop politicizing. The office of Attorney General of the country should not be appointed. Look at how Malami is embarrassing himself. Malami keeps embarrassing himself and the day it is so. See, the thing is, how can you see people who are doing security? Your police have not been helping. The Fulanis have been killing people. The Yorubas have to have their own security. You say it's illegal. Go to court. Go to court. If you feel it's illegal, go to court. Stop talking in your office, it's illegal. You don't have a practice. This is not IPOB where I told you I will come and prescribe IPOB. Go to court and let the court declare him illegal. So you see that the Attorney General and the INEC chairman are two offices that should grow from the rank and file. They should not be politicized in any way.
Thank you so much. I'll take that to be your last take on today's program. Thank you for making that time to be with us on today's program, Barrister Emperor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Alright, that's how far we can go on today's Good Morning Abia. Thank you for sharing your time with us. I am Stella Okechukwu. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Bye for now.